From the Clark Ford Studio in Oxford, Mississippi, MBW Digital proudly presents the Oxford Exxon Podcast.
I'd say thanks for tuning in, but why am I going to give you a round of applause for something that you're supposed to do, to be frank?
And now, here are your hosts, Chase Parham.
And broadcast school has really paid off.
And Neal McCready.
I deserve to be on TV.
Welcome into this Friday edition of the Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neal McCready, Clark Ford Studio this morning. We thought about taking the day off, but figured it might be a good time to finish out the work week with a podcast today, even though our little output cord still hadn't come in, but we're making do.
No, it said it wouldn't be here till Saturday.
Okay, we've got a couple different options here, so we're just making it work. That's what we're doing. We're making things happen. Obviously, we'll get to the talk of the day on the show. The show could be just a touch shorter because, barring the Lyceum burning down or something, I'm trying to make a Christmas program at 10 a.m., so just heads up on that. But that is where we are as of right now. My phone will probably ring at some point during that program as well. I have a hunch today. So,
yeah, I don't like your chances.
Do you not?
No.
Okay.
Make sure I had my sign on.
Yeah. All right. Podcast brought to you every single day by the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford. I think Brunswick Stew's the lunch special today.
That is correct.
It's a good day for
What
it.
is
It's
Brunswick
raining.
stew, by the way?
It's kind of a...
It's like meat and potato and a hearty sauce.
Yeah, kind of a hearty... Yeah, it's pretty filling. It's a stick-to-your-bones meal, I'm pretty sure, for that one. So
because they always have that like at Irish pubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. $4.99,
2 sides of bread, 32-ounce drink, all that stuff, ribs, lunch specials, you know about that. So anyway, doing that, next door you can get a bourbon maple shake or just some bourbon somewhere,
Yeah.
frankly, the way the day's going on at the Oxford Crystal. You can come to from the Clark Ford Studio.
I mean, I'm a fan of the bourbon maple shake. Today is the day. Give me the bourbon maple.
Need something a little more leaded today.
I'll have the bourbon maple shake. Hold the maple, hold the shake. Just give me the bourbon. Yeah. Clark Ford Studios. Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900. You know the deal by now. You call, you ask for Corey. Tell Corey what you're looking for. He'll send you a quote in 15 minutes in business hours. You get the quote, you shop it if you like. It's a waste of your time, but it's your time. Do what you want with it. Or you'll end up coming back to Corey. You get a great deal, great service. They're fantastic people there. I've been dealing with Corey now for a while as a customer, and he's awesome. I mean, fantastic. So 662-257-1900. Tell him that you heard about Clark Ford on the podcast, any of our family of podcasts. There's a soft verbal out. There's a Greatest Pod in the South out that I'll create a content item from in a little bit. I just didn't get around to it this morning. It's my fault. But I'll get that to you today. It was a good podcast. So mention any of those, you'll save $500 off the bottom line at Clark Ford and Amory.
I told people I would pass this along last night. Nils already knows the story. Just show you my mindset where I was yesterday. So, last night, I had to turn your volume up. You're kind of low there. I'll fix it in the editing. That's okay. We're using a little different platform here, so it is.
Well, you know what happened was I used this mic yesterday to do Greatest Pod in the South, and Jay kept sending me text saying you're hot. So
oh, really?
I had to turn it down.
Okay. Well, I turned it back up. It's fine.
Okay.
So anyway. Last night, as you know, yesterday, you can tell by the podcast, I was not exactly in a great state. I was a little frazzled through most of the day yesterday. My wife and I trying to figure out what to feed the kid, have for dinner last night. She mostly only eats rice for some reason. That's the one thing we know she will eat. So, call in the food. 15, 20 minutes, whatever. All right, all good.
Yep.
A few minutes later, I go get it, walk in, like order for Chase or Parham or whatever it is. They just kind of look at me and go, no. So, well, yeah.
You go, where's my damn order?
Said you said it'd be 15, 20 minutes. They said, sorry, sir. I was like, here's what I called. What'd you order? Told her what I ordered. Well, I mean, it's the menu, but you don't have it. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, this has never happened before. I'm really confused right now. So they're like, would you like to place the order? Would you like to and then wait on it? And I'm like, well, I guess. I mean, I'm already here, so sure. So I pay, I sit down, and it's about 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. I'm sitting there, and the light bulb goes off, and I went.
It's still funny.
I said, shit. Like, and I kind of look around, and I'm like, okay, am I going to admit this?
Oh, you have to at that point.
I went to the wrong restaurant. I called in food at one restaurant and went to another restaurant to pick it up.
So you ended up getting 2 dinners, right?
Well, yeah, because I called my wife, and she's like trying to kind of get on me, and I'm like, not right now. I was like, do you think I did this on purpose?
It's been a day.
Yeah, you know what? You know where my mentality is right now. Do you think I did this on purpose? Well, I mean, no buts. No. It's just is what it is. And she's like, well, we have to pick up the other food. I'm like, well, then you get it. I'm done. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to get this food, or we can call.
Was this at a place where you could at least get a drink while you waited?
No, I'm stuck.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So, well, it was more amazing that I didn't get really embarrassed when I called out my order and they had the exact same menu items to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That nothing's even called something different and you're able to get through the scheme. So,
the scheme.
Yeah, the scheme. So,
there's no scheme.
I wait on it, I pay, and then she goes and picks up the other. So, there's double of everything. There is tons of food. Kind of mix and match from the different restaurants. Kind of did taste testing. Like, okay, well, we got the same stuff from both places. Which is better? She was like, well, we ordered the exact same thing. How expensive was yours? Well, here's how expensive mine was. Figured out which one was cheaper. Kind of turned it into a little bit of an investigation there over the course of the night. But
you got lemons and you made lemonade.
I've never done that before, but that did hit me last night.
We've had a week.
Been a week.
And yesterday was a day.
And frankly, at that point, it had not even picked all the way up yet.
No, because Laura...
It got worse later.
Laura was having some of her friends over and their husbands. And so I had a long list of things to do. And I was getting it done. And really got to that point where 6 o'clock, and I thought, I don't think anything's going to happen tonight. I think we're good. And believe it or not, Chase, put my phone in here.
Oh, did you really?
So that I would be congenial and a nice person. You know, because I'm trying this be social thing. And
that is kind of a resolution for you, isn't it?
It is a resolution that I will do better this year. And so the month of December is sort of a warm-up. I'm trying. I'm not sure I'm going to be successful, but I'm trying. So anyway, Carson came in from his basketball game, and he had not played well. He was upset, and blah, blah, blah. And in the midst of kind of talking to him, he came in here to cool down and turn on TV or whatever. And I looked at my phone and it was starting to light up. And I was like, oh God. And then it really lit up. And I basically had to say, you guys, I'm sorry, but I've got to go work here.
All right, let's get this out of the way first because I don't know where this thing's going to go once we go. And congratulations to Hugh Freeze. Got the Liberty job last night. I guess that came out around 7:30 or 8. I exchanged a couple texts with Hugh later in the night. Head coach at Liberty, I assume probably for a 7-figure deal. I looked it up. We talked about Liberty paying a good bit of money and having some wealth as an institution. Turner Gill made $947,000 last year as the coach at Liberty. So Hugh's probably in line for a 7-figure payday. He's back in it. He will be announced as the head coach at Liberty probably today, but definitely as early as today. It's done. It's finished.
Yeah, it's out. I saw Chris Lowe and others.
Gotcha.
Congratulations to Hugh Freeze. I think it's perfect. All jokes aside, I know it's a religious institution and stuff, but forget all that. He did not need to get back into the SEC right now. He needed to go get a gig. He needed to be a head coach. This is going to let him put all the other stuff, start to put the other stuff behind him. He's not going to be recruiting SEC caliber athletes to Lynchburg. This is going to give this distance. It's not going to be headlines every week because this was going to be headlines if he gets in the SEC. Can you imagine if he got in the SEC West the week of Auburn, Ole Miss, the week of Alabama, Ole Miss?
Tuberville times 10,000.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. And then every time they're involved on a recruit. Can you imagine the Kobe Dean and it's coming down to Hugh Freeze's school in Ole Miss? I mean, there would just be so much. There would just be so much. So, great. Congratulations to him. I think it's great.
Ole Miss and Liberty 2021. Hugh's probably not still at Liberty in 2021, but
it would be his third season.
I know. I'm just taking a guess.
Oh, so I guess that he would be.
Okay. But I mean, whatever.
And if he is,
that's fine.
Enough distance between then and now that if he were to come back as the opposing coach, I think people would be okay. I don't think it'll be great, but okay.
Yeah.
So good for him. It's going to let him do that Twitter thing that I think he genuinely believes he should do. It's going to let him have that kind of messaging that I believe he genuinely believes he is called to do. It'll be accepted there. It will be enjoyed there. It will be a benefit there that it would not have been as the offensive coordinator at Tennessee or Auburn or Alabama, where I think it would have been a problem for him, and I think it would have become an issue. It's perfect for him. Yeah. And he's getting 7 figures. Good for him.
Good payday.
Yeah.
So that's that. Checking volumes real quick. All right, so let me get my thoughts together a little bit, not in a frazzled way, just to organize a little bit, because I got to be careful. We've got a lot of stuff going in a lot of directions right now, including some stuff that we frankly can't say.
We do, and we've talked to different people, and some different people have told us, but we have a
general idea of where we're going with this. So,
yeah.
All right, we frankly made not an error, but we just kind of focused on Mac the last day or so on the podcast because he was coming in yesterday. He did come in. He had dinner, met with Matt Luke out last night. He's been in town. He's in town through today. I know Ross was in New York. I don't know when Ross got back.
Yesterday, I think.
I know it was yesterday, but I don't know what timeline of Mac. Yeah. So McIntyre's been in town, but we kept talking about Golding never said no. Well, still hasn't said no. And sometime yesterday, whether this be it happening yesterday or this being just frankly, that's when things started to get discovered a little bit. I honestly don't know the answer to that. Neil might have an opinion on this, but either way, it doesn't really matter.
I have an opinion, but it doesn't really matter.
Momentum started to move in Golding's direction. It started to get out that things had picked up for him considerably, that he was still the primary candidate, the primary target, and that no deal was done. Let me get real quick. There is no defensive coordinator as of right now at 8:18 a.m.
That is correct.
No one has signed anything.
And I hope that what we reported last night wasn't misconstrued by some, and I think some do because and I'm not criticizing here. People get emotional and they
excited.
They get excited and they don't really read the language. There's a rumor. It's not a rumor.
There's not a rumor.
It's not a rumor. It's a fact that they have agreed to terms. Fair?
That there has been a verbal indication that Ole Miss is hiring, that yes, he's agreed to a job. That's fair.
Now, as of 8:19 this morning, to our knowledge, he has not signed an offer sheet. He was in New Orleans last night. He flew back to Tuscaloosa.
On behalf of Alabama, recruiting for the University of Alabama.
Yeah. All week long, he's been working on the road for the University of Alabama. And early in the week, I felt like he was going to say no. I think we reported at one point that basically he did say no, and then he reconsidered. To my knowledge, and I've worked on this all week, to my knowledge, that is true. I have no one who's been able to put that away for me. They reconsidered. He was back on the road. There's a family consideration here that we've talked about a lot. I believe that there was a negotiation in the middle of the week, which is typical in these things. And I think those terms were met, and I think he gave indication that he was going to take the job as early as today. And so,
but again, he could wake up this morning and change his mind. He has not, to my knowledge, as of this recording, has not told Alabama anything about leaving Alabama.
That is the extent of my knowledge as well. That this has not been viewed until really the last few hours, frankly.
Yeah, everything we're saying goes under the guise of there's multiple candidates and this guy hasn't signed anything yet.
Yeah. I mean, we know of 3.
Yeah.
I know of the third candidate. Yeah. You know of the third candidate. I'm not comfortable putting a name out right now, but
they have 2 primary guys and there's another guy too.
Yeah. Like I said on the board, there is a plan C. They're hoping it doesn't get there, but they have the people that say there's no fallback plan. There is absolutely a fallback plan. They're organized.
Frankly, they've done a really good job to this point.
They have. They've done an excellent
job to this point.
Here's the thing: you can't make someone cross the finish line. And I think they're almost to the finish line with Golding. I do. I know there are other reports out there, and that if this ends up going the other way, this will end up being a he said, she said kind of a deal. And if you're listening to this podcast,
no, go ahead. We're good.
If you're listening to this podcast, I saw it light up. I didn't know who it was. If you're listening to this podcast right now, you've probably been listening to it for a while, and you either trust us or you don't. I can't make you trust me. I can't make you believe me. This wasn't viewed as a threat by Alabama until late yesterday. My understanding.
That is correct.
They did not believe that this was a serious consideration. Early in the week, they were more worried about Oklahoma. Oklahoma had a big offer. Oklahoma's a great program. Lincoln Riley apparently is a super guy to work for. Alabama was concerned about Oklahoma, and it's my understanding that Pete Golding basically told Oklahoma that the timing wasn't right.
Also, I feel comfortable in my belief that because we've been so much talk about this, the offer to Pete Golding ended up at $1.5 million annually, and that I was told 3 years. Maybe it's 3 with an option. Some people say 4. Frankly, whatever. I don't care at this point. But $1.5 million is the number.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. I think it's 3 years, but I don't.
Who cares?
It doesn't matter. They're going to roll contracts over because that's what everyone does. So it's semantics. Be honest, I don't think Pete Golding's here more than 3 years. Because if it goes really well, it's going to go really well in large part because the defense really turns around and recruiting really turns around and the program takes off. And while that will be great news for everybody, it will also mean Pete Golding's going to be such a hot commodity that a head coaching job will land at his feet at some time in the next 36 months.
Continue that in 1 second. Podcast brought to you in part by Mastercuts Lawn and Landscape. They're offering a variety of outdoor Christmas decorations. Turn your house into a festive staple of the neighborhood. Inflatable characters, garland, lighting, you know the drill by now. And the best part is all the decorations you pay for, you'll own them. They'll keep and store the decorations until they're ready to go up the next year or give them to you to keep. The option is yours. Get a free quote from Mastercut, 662-607-7773.
Guests join us on the Patterson and Earhart hotline. Patterson and Earhart, attorneys at law, specialize in personal injury law, real estate law, but theirs is a general practice that can handle any of your legal needs. When you contact Patterson and Earhart, you speak to one of the partners in the firm, and that's who will handle your case, not some paralegal at a faceless corporate firm. If Patterson and Earhart can't help you, they'll refer you to someone who can. John Calvin Patterson and Wes Earhart are Ole Miss guys. They're local guys, and when you call them, you're going to get one of them on the phone within the same day, guaranteed. So whether you've been injured in a car wreck or have other legal issues, give them a call, 662-526-1992, or check out their website, pelaws.com. Your initial consultation is free. Socks make great stocking stuffers, and Dead Soxy is your stocking stuffer solution. 'Tis the season of giving, and Dead Soxy wants to give back to the Rebel Grove community for all its support. For a limited time, they've increased the promo code from 25% off to 35% off, and the deal is live right now on the site. This is a limited time offer, only available to Rebel Grove subscribers and podcast listeners. The ad will not last, so take advantage of this holiday offering before it goes. The code may not apply to items already on sale, but is available for all remaining products, including the limited edition Rebel Socks. Whether you're giving your family, your friends, or yourself a gift, give something they'll look forward to wearing over and over again. Everyone needs to experience the difference the quality sock makes, so go to deadsoxy.com, enter the code Rebel Grove at checkout to receive 35% off and free shipping on orders over $25. Also brought to you by Pinnacle Trust. Pinnacle Trust is based in Madison, represents clients in 24 states, has advisors in 3. They provide detailed, specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and much more. They treat investing like a commodity, and decisions are made using objective information and research, not emotions. So regardless of your level of wealth, Pinnacle Trust will sit down with you, listen to your goals, study your expenses, and put forth a comprehensive, detailed financial and retirement plan. Cookie-cutter financial planners put you in a box. Pinnacle Trust builds a box just for you. To learn more, go to pintrust.com, PINN trust.com. Mention you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the podcast, and you'll get 10% off your first year's fee. And we're brought to you by the Westin Jackson. Restore serenity to your soul. Visit Soul Spa, the ultimate luxury spa experience, right there in the Westin Jackson in downtown Jackson. Indulge in personalized massages, signature facials, soothing body treatments, and much more on their extensive spa list. Escape from the everyday and rejuvenate yourself in their luxury spa today at the Westin Jackson.
All right, where are we? Go ahead. I had to call in the middle of the commercial break.
I heard code words in the middle of that call. It made me nervous.
Did you really?
Yeah.
We didn't get picked up on mic, did we?
I hope not.
We're fine.
We didn't. You might have.
It's fine. Having a lot of days of that lately, aren't we? I had to edit the hell out of it yesterday. So
Yeah, well,
I don't guess anything got left in, or we'd have heard about it by now.
I'm still shocked we pulled that off yesterday.
Just the show in general?
Given what we were dealing with, I'm surprised that we were able to pull that off. That speaks to, dare I say, our some form of professionalism.
I told a friend later in the day, I have no idea. Like, that was an hour that I don't remember what I talked about. I just kept speaking.
I have no idea what we talked about at all.
And there at one point, we just started talking about grammar because I didn't know what to say. All right, look. We're kind of going in circles, but that's sort of what today is.
This is a podcast that might be outdated by the time you hear it. This is a podcast that
You haven't said that lately.
You might be really frustrated by the end of this day. You might be really excited by the end of this day, and you might be very disappointed by the end of this day. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what happens when Pete Golding meets with Nick Saban. I don't know. I expect that meeting will happen today. I don't know when. I expect it will happen today. I don't know what the outcome of that meeting will be. He's a hot commodity. Alabama wants to keep him. Ole Miss wants to hire him, and it would be an absolute coup for Matt Luke.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what's being said inside the Pete Golding family today. We don't know how he woke up this morning when a decision is, there's a lot of difference in hey, yeah, end of the week, and then when you wake up and there's something imminent where you were making a decision now. That's a different feeling. I don't know what that's like. I mean, we're repeating a little bit here, but the two things that I would take from today, if I'm an Ole Miss fan, or just, and frankly, a listener or subscriber in ours, is that we use the words rumors a lot. We're very careful about how we phrase things to you, that if you really use a lot of comprehension on what we're saying with the words, we'll give you a lot of our level of sourcing, our level of believing something when we write it to you. So number one is that everything we posted last night, we know for a fact, 100%.
Yes, 100%.
Validity is stellar on that. And if he ends up not being the guy, that doesn't change that any of that was wrong. Like I said on the board this morning, I'll say it here. I'll tell you why we thought what we thought, and we'll tell you what happened. That's all we can do. It's funny. I saw Gabe talking about this too. It's like, the media can't predict the future. A lot of times it's, hey, well, that didn't happen. Well, I didn't say it's happening. I said it's happening right now. There's a difference. And then two, I think as long as this thing doesn't blow up in a crazy way that I do not expect, just repeating what Neal said and what I kind of said a minute ago, Ole Miss has done a really good job. They've gone through some searches that have been questioned by the fan base, frankly questioned by the media, and this isn't one of them. This is one of those that I think they've done everything they can do on their side to get Pete Golding. I think they've put another really good person in place, and they have a backup plan. At the end of the day, that's all you can ask for out of your administration, is to try to get the well and make sure you have competent, efficient people behind that so you're in a good shape as a program. And that's where it is right now through the defensive coordinator search.
And let's talk about Mike McIntyre for a moment. He's on campus. I've not spoken to him. I don't think you've spoken to him. Not going to beat around the bush here. The Ole Miss Spirit knows him. They have a relationship with him, so it appears they've talked to him. It's my understanding from talking to people who are familiar with his situation that he's not 100% certain that he wants to get right back into coaching. And I am told that if he got back into coaching, he would prefer to get back into coaching as a head coach, not as a defensive coordinator. Colorado owes him
$10.3 million.
Yeah, I was going to say 10.4. I took $100,000. I promised him $100,000 that I can't deliver. They owe him $10.3 million. He does not have to go to work. He can take time. He can do a TV gig. He could do some consulting gigs. They've got the money to take a nice vacation, to kick your shoes off and walk on the beach, whatever he's into. I don't know what he does in his spare time. But they could go someplace nice and warm and sip some fancy rum drinks and watch the ocean if they wanted to. They've got the money to do it. And I don't know what he wants to do. It is not my opinion, based on what I've been told, that I think he leaves today.
I think that's right.
And I don't think he's leaving with an answer. I think this was leaving with something to think about quickly. My understanding. I know people made a big deal about his wife coming. And I get why that's a big deal to people, but I don't really think that was a tell, if you will. I think she came with him because, well, they're husband and wife.
Not doing anything else. Why not?
She lived here before too. Maybe she wanted to see some friends. Maybe she wanted to.
And at the time he thought he was a candidate for App State, so they were doing a lot of flights. There was just stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think they had taken a vacation right after the season for a few days, and then now they were just coming all over the place. Hey, let's figure out what our next move is. We hadn't been to Oxford in a while. Let's see how it is. It's different. Like it, not like it. Let's talk to some folks. Let's just kind of take some time here. So I think that's what a lot of this is. I mean, there's no doubt he was here for a job potential, but just kind of chilling. I mean, he's just kind of hanging out.
So he's not interviewing.
Just kind of talking. And look, and Mike McIntyre's been around a long time. Like I see this on the message board. He's not spooked or offended because there's other candidates in this thing. He's just chilling.
Yeah, he gets it. I'm not convinced he wants the job. So, of course, he's not going to be offended that they're interviewing other people or talking to other people. They're not interviewing anybody. The third person might be an interview. I don't know.
Another day, another time.
No, yeah.
Bless us.
If we get to that, yeah.
If I even say that guy's name and not a, hey, by the way, this was the dude, then I'm going to be slightly annoyed by that time.
Yeah, so. No doubt. So, yeah, that's where it is. That's where it is. I cannot predict the future. I can't. I have no way to know. I know what people think, but no one knows. People hope to know. I've had a lot of people say, what's the timetable? I'm going to be honest. I don't know that there is a time. What's the hopeful timetable today? No question.
And when we say timetable, we mean some type of term sheet has been agreed upon. A term sheet
has been signed and agreed upon, and plans are beginning to be put in place.
Yeah, from an HR standpoint, no, it's not being announced today.
No, if you're waiting for a press conference today, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, no matter whom it is, it's not today.
I wouldn't think. The only way that it could possibly be, no, it won't be one.
No, it won't. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah, HR-wise, it is impossible.
Yes.
Pretty sure. I guess never mind. No, stop.
Just go 99% sure.
I came up with one way and then went, no, I'm not even spitting that out publicly right now. So.
Yeah, that way. Yeah,
there would be a way.
There's a way.
That would be very easy to do.
That could be done today.
Be done right now. Have that puppy at 10 o'clock during the Christmas program.
If that happens,
they can just bring him to the Christmas program.
I will go cover it for you. You can just start drinking right there in the Christmas program.
It's probably frowned upon.
It would be frowned upon, but I think I'll be honest. I think the Lord would forgive you.
Do you?
I do. I think He would say, Chase has had a rough week. Given the list of sins that I deal with every day,
I'm going to be a benevolent Lord today.
I'm going to let that one go.
So, look.
He might even send you down a tranquilizer.
What we've put out on the board is pretty much what we've said to you right now. I don't know. We're all over the place. It's just...
We're waiting.
And this is all for one job, like one search. Had they fired half the staff, we really would be just going in circles right now.
Yeah, this is a big one.
It is.
This is big. This is not like, I mean, I'm not criticizing.
This is staff defining.
Program defining.
Yeah.
Here's what this does. People say, what would it mean? Okay, I'll tell you what it means. It means that 2019 is no longer a hot seat year for Matt Luke. That's what it means. 2019 is no longer a every week we're looking at big picture. Every week is, okay, what does that mean? It takes the pressure off that. It lets them start focus on, hey, we're going to be young, but we're going to be exciting, and we're going to get started, and we're going to go recruit, and it's a different deal. It totally changes the tone if you get Golding. I'm not sure one way or the other what happens if you get Mike McIntyre. I don't know that Mike McIntyre, as good as he is and as good as his resume is, and he's a home run hire, but I don't know that he changes the complete tone around your program. And if it's anybody besides them, I think 2019, fairly or not, is somewhat of a hot seat year for everyone involved. Listen, this takes the pressure off to a degree, Ross Bjork. You land Pete Golding right now at 34, a guy that Oklahoma and Alabama want to hire. That's a coup. It's a major coup. I'll be the guy writing the column that people outside go, oh, he's a homer. I'll get the homer stuff for what I'll write. It's absolute victory. It erases last season. That's how big it is.
McIntyre would be a really, really, really good hire. It would be a stability hire. It would be a guy that could help Matt. It would be somebody who, as long as the energy level is up, would recruit well and do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Golding's presence from a PR standpoint is hurting McIntyre. Were we not discussing Pete Golding, McIntyre would be a much higher win on the fan support situation.
He's also an elite recruiter.
With a lot of dudes that overlap into what Ole Miss is trying to sign right now, frankly. You all right?
Yeah.
You good?
More confirmation.
Seriously?
Yeah.
This is starting to border on one of the strangest ones we've come across. In a lot of different ways.
I mean,
what would you have written in a newspaper this morning?
ooh, that's a good question.
Times are different. This is 2002. What's in the paper?
I'm thinking. I know silence is not good for podcasting.
No, it's fine.
I would have written that he was Ole Miss's leading candidate, that they had presented him with a
verbal offer
of 3 years and $1.5 million, and that those were the terms that in the middle of the week he had requested. And that a decision from him was expected soon. I would have then written about his family connections to Mississippi, his wife's obvious connection to Ole Miss. I would have probably I would have found a way to draw for the people who would have read it and go, why would he leave Alabama for Ole Miss? I would have pointed out that while he was the defensive coordinator, the co-defensive coordinator at Alabama, he needs that. Look, this guy wants to be a head coach. Pete Golding wants to be a head coach. Pete Golding believes, according to what I'm told, that he could be a head coach right now. And for him to be a head coach, he needs to be a coordinator. What's one of the big criticisms people do of Matt when they get frustrated at Matt?
He's never been a primary coordinator.
He was a Stallone coach. Now, is that fair? I don't know. But it doesn't matter. It becomes part of the narrative. To erase that, you need to be a coordinator. And this is breaking. Ole Miss is not going to be as good as Alabama this season. There's no question about that. But for whoever takes this job, but especially if it's a Pete Golding at 34, 35 years old, if he takes the Ole Miss defense over 24 months from whatever it was this year, was it 123?
Yeah, 120. They were outside the top 100 in scoring defense, total defense, rushing defense, and passing defense.
If he takes it from those to like 50.
That's a win.
Oh, my God. And then in the next year from 50 to
38, whatever, yeah.
And you're with a bunch of young players. This is a rebuild, guys. If you don't believe that, I'm sorry. And if other people are telling you it's not, they're spinning and they're lying to you. This is a rebuild. This is a young team next season. And then the season after that, it's going to be a very young defensive line.
Lose a lot of defensive linemen.
So this is a 2-year rebuild at minimum. Golding is an elite recruiter. Kids love him. He's a game changer, potentially a program changer. He's the surest thing to a quick fix from a program standpoint that you're going to get. He would provide incredible momentum. He would provide a excitement level that has been gone for a while. He changes the game with tickets. I think he changes the game with just perception, with the way people feel, all of those things. It's a big deal. And Nick Saban knows all of that, and Nick Saban's going to, like I wrote this morning, is going to get one more round in the ring. And I don't know what happens in that.
Yeah. That's where you can't predict the future, and that's where we are. So, podcast brought to you in part by Visit Oxford. Visit oxfordms.com/events. Kids are getting out of town right now. Time to come out, enjoy the picturesque square, all the lights and things up, and everything going on. The 2018 Holiday Village going through December 15th at the Ford Center. That's 1 to 5 every single day. Tonight, you've got the Thacker Mountain end-of-year celebration at Southside Gallery at 8 o'clock. The Run for the Kids, Ugly Holiday Sweater 5K, University Museum tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., Charity Ball tomorrow night, Breakfast with Santa at the Graduate from 9:30 to 12, and Holly's 10 to 12 as well. So lots of opportunities for the family and holidays. That's visit oxfordms.com/events.
You could go sit on Santa's lap, hand him a bourbon, and say, "Can you please make this in?"
Hire someone.
Can you get Ole Miss to hire somebody?
Can we go get Golding in the sleigh and bring him on over here? That'd be great. Thanks.
Dress him up like an elf. And
whatever.
Let's make this work. Thanks, Santa.
You get one call with Jimmy. Can you not use it?
I could ask Jimmy.
You should ask Jimmy.
Yeah. Jimmy's bank account's a little dry right now. The podcast also brought to you in part by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. You guys know how this works. You call John. He's part of Virtuoso. It's a worldwide network of travel partners that allows John to supply his clients with added values, unique benefits that are simply not available to other travelers. He can get you stuff that you can't get on the internet. So what you do is you call and you say, "Hey, here's what I want to do. I want to go to Scotland, Ireland. I want to go to the Caribbean. I want to go to 30A. I don't know, wherever you want to go. And here's how long I want to go. Here's what I want to do. Here's what my budget is." And then you sit back and wait. Give him a little while, and he's going to give you some options. Lots of options that you would never have found on your own. He knows the extra attention that is needed to make a special trip, one that creates a lifetime of unique memories. So give John a call, 901-494-3387, or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net. First-time clients save $50 off their first booked trip just by telling John you heard about Regency Travel on the podcast. The podcast also brought to you by Grenada Nissan. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, that's the place to go. Grenada Nissan has a complete selection of new and previously owned Nissan vehicles. It's just off I-55 in Grenada. Go in, test drive one today, check out their lease deals. If you are driving limited miles and you're on a limited budget but you want a new car, you can get that done at Grenada Nissan. GrenadaNissanUSA.com. And we're brought to you by Harry Alexander. Harry is an Oxford-based RE/MAX legacy realty agent. He's been in Oxford more than 4 decades. No one knows the residential and condo market in Oxford better than Harry. Go to his site. He'll prove it to you. HarryAlexander.com. Click on the Properties Neighborhoods tab. Filter through by what you're looking for. Send him an email. HA@HarryAlexander.com.
Podcast is brought to you by G&M Pharmacy in Oxford. It's on South Lamar. They're still offering flu shots. Walk-ins are welcome. Free with a major insurance provider. $25 if not. Also going to introduce curbside service for prescription pickup. And they deliver local in the Oxford area. They've remodeled and want your business now. So come check them out. G&M Pharmacy on South Lamar in Oxford. So, all right, what are we talking about? Where are we going from here? What are we doing?
I have no idea.
Told you we were going to talk about basketball, but that seems a little backburnerish right now when they play Illinois State tomorrow in Normal. At, what time's the game?
It's 7.
Sometime on Saturday.
I don't know. I know I should know more. I don't. I think it's at 7 o'clock.
What time do bars open on a Friday? How early?
We know a guy who runs a bar who probably would open it for us.
Open it for us?
I think he would.
Send a text, be like, hey, I need to be on a bar stool at like 11:30.
Yeah.
With a power outlet, preferably.
With the power outlet. And you don't even have to have a bartender in front of me. Just put me on the honor system.
Ooh. I'll go fix my own cocktails.
Yeah, just put me on the honor system. I'm good for it.
I'll write it down.
Yeah. I literally would.
Can I bring my own bottle and just sit there?
He'd let you do that. That's
Yeah.
lost for him. I mean, if he's around, he can just unlock the door.
Yeah. Feels more socially acceptable if you're at the bar at 11:30 versus sitting at home at 11:30.
You poured some in your cup yesterday morning.
No, that was multiple mornings ago.
Oh, okay.
That was not yesterday morning.
Was it not?
Yesterday should have been the day, frankly.
No doubt.
But no, I just had coffee yesterday. It was the day that the other thing broke because I had to bring your mug back to you, the recorder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We've had stuff breaking all week.
Yeah. Like literally equipment breaking.
Yeah, 2 days in a row of equipment breaking after months of nothing happening negatively with equipment.
Yeah. It's true.
All right. So
I guess I could look up that.
it doesn't really matter, frankly.
Hey Siri, when does Ole Miss basketball play again?
Ole Miss faces Illinois State tomorrow at 7 p.m.
You got that right.
It's tomorrow at 7 p.m. on ESPN Plus. What is ESPN Plus?
I think it just means ESPN3 or whatever.
Ole Miss is 5-2. Illinois State is 6-4.
I asked Twitter what time the bar's open. No one will actually give me an answer. They're just asking me if I'm celebrating or grieving or telling me it's a little early. I'm just getting lots of comments instead of an answer. Twitter's not very functional as an answer always.
Not always.
Not always.
I did use Twitter the other day to ask about what size middle school football.
What was that?
Carson's interested in kicking and punting.
Okay.
And so I talked to somebody who knows about kicking and punting, and he was giving me a list of things that he would need to kind of work on it. And one of the things he said, get the right ball, the middle school ball.
How serious are we about this?
I don't know.
Maybe.
He's a good kicker. He kicks soccer balls. Really. I used to think it wasn't a big deal until I started being his goalkeeper for him. And I stopped a couple and my wrist would hurt. And I'd be like, no, this is he kicks it a little harder than I thought he did. I'm done. Once you put pain in the process for me, I'm out.
What wild hair activated this for him?
I don't know. It beats me.
You didn't ask?
He watches the Bears some, and so he's a little interested in the punting and the kicking.
Going, well, if I can kick a soccer ball, I can kick that too.
Well, he notices that a lot of the approaches to the ball are very similar to the approach that he takes to the ball.
So he's like, hey, just kick it.
And he's noticed that the punting of the football, they do some of the same things with where you put the ball on your foot. I've never punted in my life. I don't know. But I don't know. He's just Carson's one of those kids that's kind of interested in everything. And so things interest him. And I don't know where he got it. Laura must have a secret that she doesn't want to tell me. He's really smart. He's a lot smarter than I ever have been. Immensely smarter than really either one of us.
You got pretty fortunate with that with 3 kids.
I know he's hers because I saw him come out. So I know he's hers. I'm beginning to question whether he's really mine because he's a lot nicer than I am. He's a lot better looking than I am, and he's incredibly smarter than I am. So there's just some things don't add up, frankly.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I got
just keeping it real.
maybe something happened when I was on the road in Mobile.
There you go.
All
those nights at Auburn when you're just hanging out in the what was the hotel?
the Hilton Garden Inn.
It was the Hilton Garden Inn.
Mm-hmm.
They knew you by name.
Oh yes, I've told you I knew I had been on that beat. Now this is no joke. I knew I had been on that beat too long when I walked in on a Sunday. I had been, I covered a game somewhere, an Auburn road game. I didn't go home after the game because I had to go back to Auburn to work. And I walked into the Hilton Garden Inn on that Sunday afternoon, and the girl behind the thing said, "Welcome home, Mr. McCready."
That is a shot to the gut right there.
It was, I remember it, man. I went up to my room and I said, That's not good. This is not good.
You never want the hotel to know you by name. Unless you live in the penthouse.
Yeah, no, they knew me. I mean, I would get the same room.
Would you really get the same room?
Yeah, they give me my room. They knew what I wanted. There all the time.
King bed and a desk. I'll make it work.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's, because on Mondays, Auburn didn't have anything. Auburn's big media days were Sunday and Tuesday.
So you stayed Monday?
Yeah, and worked. All day. Got up, worked. Wrote my stuff for Tuesday. Then I started working on stuff for Wednesday. I had to write a feature and a column thing for Thursday. I had to write an opponent thing for Friday.
So you just started hacking it out.
So that when I got home, my goal was always when I got home to Mobile on Wednesday night,
kind of be done.
I'd be basically done. So that I could, be a dad for a day and a half. Or a husband.
Because you're headed back on Friday.
Yeah. Or headed to wherever they're playing.
Drive to Auburn Mobile, how long?
If you don't speed like a maniac, 3 hours.
Oh, it's just that far?
Minutes, yeah. So it's too far to drive each way.
Yeah. It's kind of a pain then.
Yeah. So I lived there. And I would always tell
They never wanted you to live in Auburn?
Nope. I asked about it all the time. I would say, why don't we just move me to Auburn? I'll just live in Auburn. Wouldn't that save you guys money? I wouldn't be living at a hotel. I have a house. Nope. We want you here. You need to be a part of the Mobile community. I'm like, yeah, but I'm never here. Well, you're here a couple of days a week.
That is so stupid. You'd be much better off being a member of the Auburn community than you would the Mobile community.
And they finally, right about the time that I left, started moving their beat writers and acted like it was a new idea. I'll never forget that. The moron who was he got laid off, so I can say this now. What an idiot. I don't even remember his name, but he was a dumbass. One of those guys that, he walked around like he was a big shot because he was Mr. Journalism and all that stuff. And he acted like, we've really come up with this new idea. And I was like, holy shit. I've been telling you that for years. Laid it out on paper how much it's cost for me to do that. Only got one speeding ticket my entire time on that beat, though.
It's kind of impressive.
Yeah. Because I made that trip fast a couple of times.
When was the last time you got a ticket?
It's been a while. Well, back in the summer.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah.
Little lead foot somewhere?
No,
Oh, no, that was the thing. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. My bad. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't mean to open an old wound there.
That's okay.
Forgot. You don't go that way anymore.
I do not.
You've chosen a different route.
I have chosen a new way.
Looks like your computer and messages are just buzzing nonstop and things. You look like catch your eyes kind of glancing over and over and over and over. And
So far, we're okay.
really?
Yeah.
You're tense today. You're a little nervous.
Yeah, I mean, you've talked about this before. When you're out on an island.
Even
yourself.
if we're not we didn't throw our rowboat over or anything though. I mean,
no.
if you read our words, calm down.
Yeah, I got up this morning.
That's some of the problem is.
I got up this morning. I read the reactions, and I was like, "Whoa, what did
That's not what I said.
What did I say?" And I went and read it. I'm like, "Okay, I'm comfortable with what I wrote."
Yeah.
But people take it at 4 and move it to 7. Take it to 7, move it to 9 fast. And I get that. I understand. I understand why fans do that. They're excited. This would be a very exciting hire for Ole Miss, and I understand.
Yeah, of course. I get that. I don't know. It's been I'll be glad when it's over one way or the other, and then we'll get a few days. You get early signing period. A lot of recruiting, by the way, up at rebelgrove.com with that, and then we'll move on from there.
Podcast also brought to you by Oxford University Bank, OUB, locally owned and operated right here in Oxford. When you deposit money at OUB, that money and the vast majority of the bank's profits go right back into the Oxford community. OUB gives you the comfort of home, all the benefits the big mega banks provide, all the technology and products you can want, all with the personal touch. This week, they're running a 35-month CD special, 3.39% APY. Sorry. Call 662-234-6668 and speak to the customer service rep for full product details. They also have a commercial checking account that's now paying 1% interest as long as you keep $10,000 in your account, and it comes with fully interactive online banking. They'll set you up where your business deposits checks from the office, and you don't have to come to the bank every day to deposit those checks. More than likely, any business owner at another bank is now paying a monthly fee for their account, and they're most assuredly not making 1% on their money. To learn more, check out liveoxfordbankoxford.com or call 662-234-6668. OUB is FDIC insured. Megan Phillips with LEH Real Estate is the person to call for all your real estate needs in the Birmingham area. With almost a decade of experience, Megan's knowledge and expertise can help you buy or sell your home today. Visit our website, meganmphillips.com. That's MEAGANM Phillips.com. Or call her at 205-602-7929. 205-602-7929. Registration for the spring soccer season is ongoing at the Oxford Park Commission. If your son or daughter played in the fall, the cost to play in the spring, rejoining his or her current team is just $35. If you didn't play in the fall, but you want to play in the spring, it's cool. You can sign your kid up today. It's $55. They'll join one of those teams. There's leagues from ages 4 to 15. They play at beautiful F&C Park. OPC does a great job. Your kid will have a great experience. I've done it. Chase is going to do it. They do a really cool job. Those fields are great. It's a lot of fun.
Gymnastics.
Yeah.
OPC.
F&C is fun. It's a beautiful place. And the city of Oxford's creating new roads to get there, and it's all getting good. So ages 4 to 15 to learn more, oxfordparkcommission.com.
Podcast is brought to you by Community Mortgage, Oxford, Memphis, Soto County, and Chattanooga. You know, they're a leader in condo financing in Oxford and the float down option. All the underwriting and processing is done in Memphis. This gives you local underwriting and understands your market. 662-234-2704 or JLOW, JLOWE at communitymtg.com. So, all good still?
Yeah, I was going to tell you a reminder. If you Rebel Fans Conference play starts next month for your Ole Miss men's basketball team. SEC single game tickets are now on sale for $20. Be a good stocking stuffer. Games include Auburn, Mississippi State, Tennessee, and Kentucky. To purchase, go to OleMissTix.com. You can also go to OleMissTix.com and purchase tickets for tomorrow night's basketball game. The Ole Miss women's hoops team plays Savannah State. And don't forget, we're going to be in Jackson next week, so will the Ole Miss Rebels. They'll be in Jackson to play Southeastern Louisiana in the Mississippi Coliseum on Wednesday, December 12th. Tickets start at just $5. Purchase your tickets today by visiting OleMissTix.com.
People are really, freaked out. No, it kind of goes without saying. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Are your people freaked out?
My phone's not really blowing up that much.
We don't really have the same people, if you will.
No. So it was weird last night. Your phone started blowing up. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Always gives me cause for concern when you start getting inundated.
When I tell you, hey, I think this is getting out.
Yeah.
Do something.
Showed you where my mind is. I keep forgetting to tell you at the beginning of the show. Remember, we are in Jackson Tuesday night for our live show. 6 o'clock is the start time for that. The event overall is 5 to 7 in the Westin there in Jackson. Great hotel, good restaurant, as Neil's been telling you about, and bar downstairs. And we're going to do it. Kermit Davis will join us at the beginning. Somebody will join us later. We haven't figured that out yet, but it will come. So live show. Tuesday night at the Westin, 6 o'clock for the start. Neil said we bring koozies. We'll do that. I'll remember those to put the box in the car, and we'll be there. So anyway, Jackson, Tuesday night, 6 o'clock at the Westin. Remember, there's a lot of official visits and stuff. That's at rebelgrove.com. A lot of coverage of recruiting up as well. And then whenever this thing does end and there is a defensive coordinator in place, we will have a reaction, what it means, what he has as far as a roster moving forward, and much more. So that's all at rebelgrove.com. We could ramble on, but frankly, there's not a lot of reason to at this point. Check Rebel Grove. Be there. We'll be honest with you. We'll tell you what we have as the process plays out. Then, of course, we'll have another podcast to you on Monday. Probably no kind of instant analysis or anything like that as this hired, but we'll have plenty of coverage at rebelgrove.com. And then we'll talk to you in a couple days. So appreciate you as always, and we'll talk to you then.